Welcome everyone to the second half of tutorial 12, which will be session 12.2. In this session, we have the following objectives. We will be creating an attachment field. We will use an AutoNumber field. Save a database as a previous version. We'll analyze the database's performance. We will link a database to a table in another database. We will use the linked table manager. We will split a database. We will encrypt a database with a password, and we will set database properties and startup options. Now we will continue using the health database, and we will be also accessing some of these other files that we have listed in our tutorial folder. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first part of session 12.2. In addition to storing data such as text, numbers, and dates in a database, you can attach external files such as Excel workbooks, Word documents, and images similar to how you attach external files to your email messages. Use the attachment data type to attach one or more files to a table record. Access will store these attachments as part of the database. An attachment data field can contain one or more file attachments in a table record. So now we will go ahead and look at how to add a new field with the attachment data type to our employee copy table. So if you took a break after your previous session, make sure your health database is open. Make sure that none of your queries or tables are open. We're going to go ahead and open our navigation pane now, and we're going to open the employee copy table in Design View. Once you have that open, go ahead and close your navigation pane once again. Okay, let's click the field name box for the blank row below the degree field. Once you've got that selected, we are going to give that field a name, and we're going to call that the Added Documents field. Go ahead, once you've typed that in, hit the Tab key, and start typing @ in our data type, and you should see attachment autofill there. Press the Tab key so that it'll select the attachment as the data type, and press the F6 shortcut key. If you remember that, that will switch to the caption box in our field properties down below. Alright, so once we are there, we are going to go ahead and type added documents as 2 words here, and then that will complete adding our added documents field to our table. There we go, we have our caption added now. Let's go ahead and save our table design changes and then switch to our datasheet view. Now that we are in our datasheet view, let's go ahead and best fit our added documents column here. And as you can see down through here, we have 0 files attached to each record. Let's go ahead and save this one more time. Okay. Now since we haven't added any files yet or any attaching files, each record displays the 0 file attachment there. You can see the 0 is in parentheses there, and next to the attachment icon in the shape of a paperclip, and you've probably seen that many times before. So let's go ahead and attach some files to some records here by going to the row for Sandra Parker. Find that row there. Once you find Sandra Parker's record, right-click the Added Documents box to open the shortcut menu, and then select Manage Attachments. Now you'll see that the Attachments dialog box has opened up here, and we're going to click the Add button to open the Choose File dialog box. And from our tutorial folder, we are going to click the Sandra Parker Associate degree here, Then click the Open button. We're going to add another, so let's go ahead and add. And we are going to now attach the Sandra Parker bachelor degree. Alright, so we've got that PDF file there. And then finally, let's add our last file, which is our Sandra Parker expenses Excel document there. Now, if we had other files, and rather than doing one by one, we can use our shortcuts, such as holding the Control button and then clicking to select multiple files. So we'll just add our Sandra Parker expenses here. Now that we have our 3 files added that we wanted to, that appear now here in our attachments dialog box, let's go ahead and click OK. And we can see here that our number has changed and that our table data sheet now indicates that 3 files are attached to the added documents field in the record for Sandra Parker. And that was our final step for adding a new field with the attachment data type to our employee copy table. Next we will move on to open, export, and detach files attached in the table field. Now in the row for Sandra Parker, we're going to right click the added documents box, and then on the shortcut menu we're going to click manage attachments to open the attachments dialog box. And once the attachments dialog box opens up, we're going to click Sandra Parker expenses.xlx. Okay, let's click on the Sandra Parker expenses.xlsx, and we're going to select open. And you'll see that Excel starts and opens the Sandra Parker expenses workbook. Alright, so let's go ahead and exit that. Now let's click the Sandra Parker Associate's Degree.dcox, or Microsoft Word document, in the attachment list, and then click the Remove button. You can see that Access has removed the Sandra Parker Associate Degree document from the attachments list and detaches the Sandra Parker Associate Degree document from her row's Added Documents field. Alright, now let's click on the PDF file here. And we are going to click the Save As button here in the Attachments dialog box. We're going to change the name of that to Sandra Parker Bachelor Degree Export.pdf. And we have made sure that our tutorial folder is our default location. Let's go ahead and click the Save button. And can you see that once I've done that, the file has been created here, the Sandra Parker Bachelor Degree Export PDF file. Let's go ahead and click the OK button now to close our attachments dialog box. Because we removed the Sandra Parker Associate Degree.dcx file as an attachment, the added documents column for the Sandra Parker record should now show that there are only 2 attachments. Let's go ahead and click yes. And you can see that it did indeed lower the value from 3 to 2 since we removed that document. That's it for opening, exporting, and detaching files attached in our table field. Now we will be using an AutoNumber field, and we are going to add an AutoNumber field to the employee copy table. When you create a table in Datasheet View, Access assigns the AutoNumber data type to the default ID primary key field because the AutoNumber data type automatically inserts a unique number in this field for every record in the table. Therefore, it can serve as the primary key for any table you create. Now, when defining a field with the AutoNumber data type, you can specify sequential numbering or random numbering, either of which guarantees a unique field value for every record in your table. So let's go ahead and add an AutoNumber field in our employee copy table now. So with your employee copy table open, switch to Design View. And once you're in Design View, we are going to go ahead and right-click the row selector for the Employee ID field to open up our shortcut menu. And we're going to insert a row. So let's go ahead and right-click now. Click Insert Rows. And Access adds a blank row above the Employee ID field or row. Now that we've got that blank row created, we're going to add the AutoNumber field to this new first row in our table design. So let's click the first row's field name box, and we're going to type in employee num. Once you've got that typed in, press the tab key, type A. You see the AutoNumber gets auto-filled there. Then go ahead and press the tab key again to accept AutoNumber as our data type for this row. Once you've done that, press the F6 key to switch to the Field Properties pane. And once you're down here in the Field Properties pane, we're going to tab down 3 times to our caption box. And let's add the caption employee num as 2 words. And go ahead and press the tab key to finish your entry. That's it. We've now finished adding the employee num field to our table. And if you take a look here, that our new values will increment, so our sequential numbering will be used for our employee num field for the auto numbering. Let's go ahead and save the table design changes and switch to Datasheet view. And of course we need to select our best fit here for our new column. And you can see that the new employee num field is displayed as our first column in our table, and that Microsoft Access has automatically assigned unique sequential numbers to our employee num field for our 14 records. Alright, as we end this part of this session, let's look at our design view here. We're going to look at our properties for this table. So let's select the design view here. Come down here to our field properties area. You'll notice that the position fields, as we select position here, if you come down here, you'll notice that the required property is set to no, which means when this is set to no, it just means that field value entries are optional, whether the user puts in information or not. You'll notice next below here we have our allow 0 length property, and you can see that that's set to yes, and that's just the default setting for text fields and memo fields. But when it's allow 0 property or 0 length property set to yes, then this means that a field can store a 0 length string value. Now that we've looked at our table properties, we're going to move on to analyzing database performance with the Performance Analyzer. Now, the Performance Analyzer is an Access tool that you can use to optimize the performance of an Access database. You select the database objects you want to analyze performance and then run the Performance Analyzer. Now, you can select tables, queries, forms, reports, and macros either as a group or individually. The Performance Analyzer lists 3 types of analysis results: recommendation, suggestion, and idea. Now, Access can complete the recommendation and suggestion optimizations for you, but you must implement the idea optimizations. Analysis results include changes such as those related to the storage of fields and the creation of indexes and new relationships. Alright, let's go ahead and save and close our employee copy table. Need to click the Database Tools tab up here. Once you've clicked on that tab, go into the Analyze group and click the Analyze Performance button. The Performance Analyzer dialog box should open here now. Once that opens, we're going to analyze every object in the health database. So click the All Objects Types tab right here. Once you've got that as your active tab, we're going to select all Now all the objects in the health database appear in the box. You can scroll down to make sure all of those are selected. And all of them are now selected, so let's go ahead and click the OK button here. And let Access run its analysis report here. So now that the Performance Analyzer has analyzed all the objects in our health database, you'll see that it displays an analysis results. So let's go ahead and look at that now. And as you're looking at this, you'll notice we have our results that the Performance Analyzer has given us back. And then we have notes down here for anything that it wants to tell us. And then we have the different icons listed here so we know what we're looking at in our results. Now you'll notice the light bulb here in most of the results. So most of the analysis results are going to be in the idea category, which means that we have to implement them ourselves. You should consider all the idea analysis results, but more important now are the recommendations and suggestion analysis results, which our Performance Analyzer can complete for us automatically. And as you scroll down through your results, you'll notice that the recommendation is the red exclamation point, and the suggestions will be indicated by a green question mark, as you can see here. And you can see our analysis does not have any recommendations for us, which is great, but it does have a couple suggestions. Now we're going to go ahead and select this suggestion here, the table employee, relate to table employee. And we're going to go ahead and click the Optimize button here. When we click this, Access creates a relationship between the employee table and itself, and the icon for the selected analysis results changed to a check mark to indicate that it is now in a fixed status. So now you've had a little practice with using the Performance Analyzer. We've optimized somewhat the performance of our health database. Thankfully, we didn't have any strong recommendations or anything like that. So that'll be it for this section, and we're going to move on to the next section, which is to view the relationship created by the Performance Analyzer. Alright, so let's go ahead and click the Close button here to close our dialog box. Now we're going to click the Database Tools tab up here. Once you've got that selected, then we're going to go to the Relationships group over here. And we are going to click the Relationships button to open up our Relationships window. And once it's opened, you can automatically see right away that the Performance Analyzer added a second copy of the employee table and labeled it as employee_1, and a join line between the two in our relationships window here. Now, the join line connects the primary table to the related table using the employee ID field as the primary key, and you can see that as indicated by the icon there for the primary key, and the supervisor ID field as the foreign key. Let's go ahead and use our Edit Relationships dialog box to view the join properties for the relationship. So let's go ahead and right-click the join line between our Table 1, or Employee 1 and Employee 2 here. Let's go ahead and select that, right-click, hit Edit Relationship, and our shortcut menu should open up with our dialog box here. Now you'll notice that our Enforce Referential Integrity checkbox is not checked here. We're going to go ahead and click that now, and we're going to click Cascade Update Related Fields, and then we'll click the OK button. So now that we've got those selected for our new one-to-many relationship, to show this as a one-to-many relationship in our box here. So once you've got that done, go ahead and close the window, and then click the Yes button once you get prompted, if you get prompted there. And let's go ahead and move on to our next section, which will be involving linking tables and using the link table manager. So if you like, you can go ahead and click the close button here. As I said, this section covers linking tables and using the linked table manager. And a linked table is just a table that is stored in a file outside the open database and that can be updated from the open database. You can retrieve and update, which means that you can add or change or delete records in a linked table, but you can't change its structure. So let's go ahead and we're going to link the referral table and the referral database from the health database. Now to do that, let's go ahead and click on the External Data tab up here. Then we're going to go into our Import and Link group. Once there, we're going to click the Access button since we are working with the Access database. Go ahead and click that, and we are going to then click on the Link to the data source by creating a linked table option here in your File Open dialog box. Now we're going to navigate to our folder where all of our student data files are at. We're going to select the referral database. Let's go ahead and look there now by clicking the Browse button. And there you go. You see the referral database there. So let's go ahead and click the Open button to close our File Open dialog box and return to our Get External Data Access dialog box here. You can see that our file is up here as needed, and we're going to click the OK button. And you'll see that Access has opened our Link Tables dialog box. We're going to click on the Table Referral option there in our table box, and we're going to click the OK button. Once you click the OK button, the Link Table dialog box obviously closes and you return to our Access window. A small blue arrow appears to the left of the referral table icon in the navigation pane to identify that this is a linked table. And you can see that there. Now you guys have all learned how to link tables using the Link Table Manager. Okay, now that we've linked a table, we are going to remove the referral database and refresh the link to the referral table. We're going to use Windows File Explorer to move the referral database from the Access Tutorial folder to the Access 3 folder, and then switch back to Access. So I'll go ahead and open up Explorer here. You can see I have an Access 3 folder here created just for this purpose. So I'll just show you that my referral file is here. So we're going to move the referral database from the Access 3 tutorial folder. So I'm just going to cut that, and I'm going to put it in the Access 3 folder. I'll paste it there. Alright, so now I've got those moved. Now I'm going to go back into Access here. Once you're back in Access, we're going to right click on the referral table here, and we're going to select Linked Table Manager. Once you've got that selected, you'll see that obviously we've only got one linked table, so that's the only one listed. So let's go ahead and click the Select All button here. And you can see obviously that selects this here. Once you've got that selected, go ahead and click the OK button. And you'll see that the Link Table Manager is telling us that all selected link tables were successfully refreshed. Go ahead and click OK here. Obviously that didn't work, so I'm going to make sure this is going to prompt me for a new location. So I'll go ahead and make sure I'm still selected up here. I'll hit the OK button, then I should get the browse window. There we go. Now I'm going to navigate to the folder that we just put that in. I put that in the Access 3. I'm going to click on that there. I'm going to click the Open button there. Now it's saying again it has been successfully refreshed. And you can see that it is in the correct location. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this. And after you close the link table manager dialog box, that's it for moving the referral database and refreshing the link to your referral table. Now let's go ahead and open the referral table to update it as a linked table from the new location. So let's go ahead and open the referral table in the datasheet view. Then close your navigation pane, of course. Once you've got that closed, the referral table datasheet view displays the 4 records as we expected. Let's go ahead and add a new record. Just click the new blank record navigation button here. We're going to type 12005 as our patient ID, and just follow along and add the same information that I add here. Alright, once you've got the email address added there, just go ahead and hit the tab key. Now let's go ahead and switch back to design view here. Now that we've added our new record. Hopefully you notice as soon as you switch here to the design view, down here it says this property cannot be modified in a linked table. And that is for our patient ID field. So let's go ahead and press the F6 key. Now that we're down in our field properties area, let's go ahead and look over here too, and you'll notice that we can't change the field size property. Press the tab key to position the insertion point into your format box. And we see that we have a normal help message for our format property appears that you can change this property. So that's just kind of looking at the design view for our health database and updating our table. So let's go ahead and close our table now. And that will complete how to update our referral table and viewing its design in the database by going to the properties. Next, let's go ahead and look at how to update the referral table and view its design in the referral database. Alright, we are going to start another instance of Access so that we can open up our referral database. I'm just going to go in here to my location. I'm just going to double click that and that should open up. And there is the referral database. There it is. Alright, let's go ahead and, with it now open, let's go ahead and open up our referral table here. Let's go to the navigation pane. Switch back on me again. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the referral database. Alright, there we go. Now let's go ahead and open this. Now we're in datasheet view here. Let's click our row selector here for row 5. It should be for Gail Browning. So hopefully you've got the same one selected here. That look familiar? We added that a little bit ago. Just keeps popping back and forth on me. Thanks, Access 2013. Alright, so with that record selected, we're going to go ahead and go up here to the Home tab. And we are going to go over here to our Records group, and we're going to select Delete. And once we hit Delete, of course, we want to delete, or else we wouldn't hit the button. So we're going to go ahead and Yes. And let's go ahead and switch to Design View now. Now, because the referral table is not a linked table in the referral database, because it's its own database, the help message in the field here did not change to what we just saw previously. So we can change the field values if we need to. That's why we're not warned that we can't change the field name property. We can make any design changes that we want to this referral table while we're in the referral database. So let's go ahead and close our referral table and then close the referral database.